Hello, welcome back to the layout, and in this episode I want to start making some platforms. So I've been having a look at height of platforms and I'm going to be using some 9mm MDF, and I've just been measuring that up to one of the coaches. As we can see, let me zoom in, it should be about right. I'm also going to put 1mm card on the top for the edging. So 1mm in N gauge, so it's 2mm to the foot, so it's about 6 inches, isn't it? So, and I think that should be about perfect. So I'm going to make some paper templates first, because obviously it's on a curve. Everybody always picks a nice straight to make station platforms on, because it's obviously easy. If you use a straight, it just makes life very easy. But if you have a look around at real stations, not all of them are on straight. Majority of them have some sort of curve to the platform. Even if you think it's quite straight, have a look down it and you'll see that it, curves slightly. Railways in Britain always built really not that straight, so originally. Obviously now they try and build them straighter, because it's actually more efficient and you can get up to the speeds better. But especially in the south of the country, where it does wind around all the hills around the Mendips and all sorts like that, a lot of the railways there were all. So I don't want to just do boring straight platforms. I need this platform to sort of look a little bit different. There will be the footbridge at this end, and then that goes to the station master's house, which will just be about here on the top. And I think that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to sort of get the paper templates out and get those marked. I'm just going to make some templates. So I've just got my just a couple of sheets of A4, and I'm just going to use like a graphite pencil just to give me an idea where all the tracks are, and I'll know where to cut then. So we're going to have the platform there and the same distance here. So, and then round. So I can then get those cut out, and then I'm going to need to just mark a couple of mil towards the sort of track edge. As you can see, I've cut out the centre platform there. All I've done is mark a few mil around where the sleepers would be, and then you'll need to just get this on the board, run some coaches and just make sure that you have got enough clearance. I will, when I come to make the MDF boards, I will need to probably sand them down a little bit, just a little bit of tweaking on there, but it won't be anything major. And on this one it's actually a lot easier, so you just need to mark a couple of mil, where the platforms are, and you can always move that one out slightly anyway. So, and I'll show you that when we've got the MDF boards. Right, I've got my paper templates there that we checked and measured earlier. I'm just going to basically draw all around, so I know exactly where to cut. I'm hoping that I get a nice cut from the jigsaw, because I predominantly know jigsaws, sometimes it depends on the quality. I don't have highest quality jigsaw. It's quite a budget model, and I think that's what's causing me problems. So I just need to carry on marking all this and then get it cut out. So bear with me for But as you noticed, I'm going to make sure I'm using this straight edge, because it's obviously a lot easier than trying to cut a full piece. You might as well use the straight edge of the board. Right, let's see if I can get this to cut nice and straight. Seems to be cutting okay. So it seems to be okay. I've got some new blades designed for up to 10mm. So I am wandering just a little bit there, but I think that'll be okay because this is the outside and I can sand that down. This inside line is going to be the crucial bit. So let me carry on with this and I'll show you the results. I've got all those cut out. They're not looking too bad. A couple of little bits that I'm going to need to sand off, but overall that's not too bad. They will have some texture covering on this, and like I said, a 1mm card I'm thinking of putting on so it gives you the edge to the platform. And I've had to chop a little bit extra out there because of the points, but then that will get covered up by the edging, so you won't see that. It's also the opposite angle to where you'll look. So I'm going to just get all these sanded down exactly how I want them, and then I'll create some slopes on the ends of the platform. Right, as you know with platforms, they always slope down a little bit towards the ends, so I need to mark those at where it's really where I think I want to start. And I also need to give it all a good sand, so while I'm just doing the ramps, so I think I don't want to lose too much, so I think I'm going to just look at that sort of I was thinking about that sort of distance, so I'm just going to measure this out, so it'll roughly be alright on each piece. It's just about an inch. And hopefully that will be enough. Right, and I then need to just mark on the sides where I'm going to sand these down to, on both sides. That one's a little bit difficult because I've still not cut that piece off at the end there, so I will need to just tidy that up. But I'm going to do the same on all the ends of the platform and then get the belt sander. So that's all those sanded down, so you can see nice slope there. I've just done it just over an inch sort of, so I didn't want to lose too much of the platform, and I'm just going to check them now with some coaches, put a bit of primer on, and then I'm going to get some card textures over the top. Right, just trying to finish these platforms off. I've got all the MDF platforms that I made earlier, and I've got some paper wraps that I've created. Well, actually, these ones I've used from scale scenes. Instead of making their cardboard platforms, I've decided just to make them out of MDF. It probably would have been easier out of card. There was quite a lot of sanding, and it's still not perfect, but it's okay. And before you mount any of these, I always use a matte lacquer. You don't have to use like an artist spray or anything like that. I just use a standard matte lacquer. This is high coat, you know, what you'd use on a car in a way. Well, you wouldn't use matte lacquer on a car, but I just spray the front and the back. And the reason is that if you only spray the front and then you put wet glue on the back, you can sometimes the moisture will seep through from the back. So I try not to put really a lot of moisture, you know, so use a lot of dryish glues. Obviously, if you're mounting onto card, best glues to use are Pritt sticks. So I'm going to mount these onto some card that will go onto the top. So the card then will stick to the top, and that will give me my platform edge. Slightly different with these, because obviously I'm going to be mounting these along there and then putting an edging strip just at the bottom, just for the platform, which I actually haven't, I don't know, have I printed the, I don't think I printed the platform edges out actually, so they're just my edging strips I need to mount onto some card to cut out. So I'm going to spray these up and start to get them on the platforms. Right, all the lacquer is now dried. I'm just going to get these cut out, placed on some card. And I'm not going to use all of it right up to the edges anyway, so I'm not too fussed at cutting it out before I put it on the card itself. So I need to get probably only going to get 2 on each piece of card, so that'll be fine. I always use an old mat for actually putting the glue down itself. Let me get another one cut out, and then I'll get those 2 stuck to the card. Like I said before, there's always waiting time, waiting for the glue to dry, waiting for the lacquer to dry. It's always good to give it a good coat of matte lacquer once you've finished as well, because if you get any glue marks, it sort of hides those. Glue marks tend to be like fairly gloss, and if you use the matte lacquer, it just dulls them off. You can't get rid of them. So the best way to get rid of glue marks is not get them on in the first place. Right, get rid of those bits of paper there. Like it says, I always use an old mat. I've got to tear it up behind, so I'll start at this end. these out. Anyway, so I'm not really too fussed on the positioning on the card. Let me get the rest all cut out and stuck down, and then I can start getting on the platforms, because the idea of this is that edge there will be the nice platform edge, so I'll be using one, so hopefully you get majority of the platform out of one piece. So, but I've got 4 pieces printed and ready to go, so let's come back when I've printed everything, and I've already got it printed, but I've got it all stuck down, and it's all dry. I've put all the edging strip on all the platform. I'm going to do these in brick. I'm going to change how I was going to for the surface. I'm not going to throw these cards away that I'd stuck the other colour sheets on, so I've just gone around there. Obviously it's going to overhang up to this edge now, and I'm just going to then cut these out, and then I'll use some concrete overlays, and I think that will look better. It might not be totally period correct, but I'm not really going for a whatever period, because it will be depend on what locos I decide to run. And then for me, platform edging, I'm going to be using this sort of edging. So I'm going to get these on this platform and just see. So I'm going to get this cut out, stuck on there, and then I'll work on the second part of the platform. As you can see, I've completed the platforms. I've used the a concrete texture on the top. I'm going to add a bit of weathering on these. I've added a few coats of lacquer. I did get a couple of glue marks where my fingers had been. Should have used a damp cloth really. But I think once a bit of weathering's on these, they'll look okay. I did notice, because I actually left this one on the radiator just to dry, so the glue would dry a bit quicker, and it's warped it slightly. So when I come to secure it to the layout, I'm going to have to weigh that one down quite well. But I'm going to get them on the layout and have a look what they look like. As you can see, I've got the platforms now fitted onto the layout. I've not secured them on or anything like that, because I still need to take them off to do all the ballasting and the weathering. But one of the reasons why I built the platforms now was so I could mark out exactly where they are, so when I do the ballasting, I'm not ballasting underneath the platform trying to clear all of it off. There'll still be probably a little bit of ballast that I still need to move, but I think that will be fine. And I just thought I'd do a little bit of running as well. So on the inside line I've got the class 25. This is running on DCC. So let's get that up and running. Reasonable speed, I think. And just on the outside line I've got a Dapol class 27. Let's get that up and running. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I'll get some more updates on the layout very soon, and I'll see you on the next update. Have a good evening or a good rest of the day, and take care.